Did everybody sign in? Housekeeping item, make sure if you didn't get your name signed in. If you want a water, Ted will throw you one. Bathroom access is around through the shop.
Well, Miss Diane, the trophies, have she?
Just as a reminder, I don't have it on the agenda, but the meetings are now, they're open meetings. So if we are discussing something and you have knowledge on a subject that we're discussing and can bring value to the community and to what we're discussing, then please bring it up. Put forth your opinions, suggestions. The only thing we have to do a better job on that I learned from my first meeting is staying on topic. So we'll try to stay on a particular topic and not wander. So I don't think most of you know, but obviously there's different faces up here, and we're missing one. We knew from during the last meeting that Colin had said that he was going to resign, which he did the following day. And then I received a call from Samantha the following day as well, letting me know that she would be resigning as well, and which I think she did with the clerk the following day. So we have Brady Sexton, who's taken over Colin's position as clerk, and he was already planning on running anyway. And maybe having a campaign and things, but I think we found out today that nobody has filed, what, Randy? So
Nobody filed.
nobody filed, so unless
So
somebody.
if he votes for himself, he's in.
Okay, okay. So, and then, so Jimmy Southwood is our new treasurer, and he had a what's the right word? He had an obligation, a prior obligation that he couldn't be, and that happens to be a concert, so he also couldn't phone in. I said, it's no problem, everybody needs to kind of chill a little bit, when everybody get their feet wet. We'll take it slower and easier tonight, and we'll get through it. I do want to say a thank you to both Colin and Samantha for all of the time and the things that they put into this township. For Colin, I believe it was 7.5 years. It's a long time. And Samantha, I think 5.5 years. Thank you to both of you. And anybody in that situation could have just come and put everything in a pile in here or out in the parking lot. Neither one of them did that. Samantha has been great in helping Jimmy transition over. Colin has been great, I think, working helping Brady transition over. And Colin is continuing to do work for the township, to doing voluntary work for the township. He asked me the other day whether he could still get access to the computer for working on cemeteries. I said, absolutely. If somebody wants to help, and so thank you to them both for weathering a tough situation. So we've got a new board, hopefully, for the next 2.5 years. I want to thank Kelly Herzit and the other county commissioners that were involved. We've had nothing but support going back to March when I was appointed. They've been fantastic. They've reacted fast. They've worked fast. I mean, we got everything done. It wasn't rushed. It wasn't done hastily. But it was done quick so that Benton Township could keep running properly. In just about every organization, the Democrat Party has the Republican Party has there's always somebody behind the scenes that you never know their name, or you probably never see their face, but they do a lot. And we have one of those people here in Benton Township, and his name's Randy Wells. And I would like to say thank you to you, Randy, for everything that you've done behind the scenes and helping keep things moving forward. It's appreciated. Thomas, your work continues on the grader on Saturdays, Sundays, evenings, away from your family. Thank you. Appreciate that. So another example of what I mentioned last month of just everybody, working hard to be together. I'm sorry, did I leave somebody out?
You did.
I might have done that on purpose.
Who
I don't
is
know.
that?
I see you're gonna be quiet. Your name's been mentioned in here before, but you've been here. Hey, welcome back, Ted. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Glad to have you back.
Y'all, you guys are family to me, and I have some unfinished business to do here, so I plan on taking care of you and serving the public.
We know you well. That's why we brought you back. I know you're going to take good care of our roads. But yeah, no. On May 20th, out on 50th, we had Ted was out running the grader, and we've needed help with the dump trucks. Mitch was on the backhoe. Where's Mitch? Back there. Mitch is on the backhoe. We didn't have anybody to drive the dump truck. Daryl Graham, I don't think he's here tonight, lives up north. I had asked him to come down, he's been at all the meetings. I'd asked him to come down and see 50th and see what's going on. He pulls up just in the middle of the morning, and I just needed to give Ted a ride back to the vehicle. I said, can you get Ted a ride back? And the discussion came up about a dump truck driver. He said, well, I'm not doing anything. I'll drive the dump truck. Great. So we had, for 2 to 3 hours, we had him on the grader, we had Mitch on the backhoe, and we had Daryl Graham running the dump truck for us. Just absolutely fantastic. So.
Stop to visit, I'll
Don't
put
forget
you
about
to work.
Jimmy.
Huh?
Jimmy ran the dump truck too for.
Jimmy ran the dump truck.
Oh,
Yep. Before the Wednesday before, Mike isn't here. Mike Rhodes isn't here, but I helped Mike, and firefighters absolutely amazing. We put up 101 flags in it's just lickety split. Makes it so easy because Mike has been doing it for so many years, and he has it down to a science. So that is a huge help. And then when you bring in that many guys to help, and ladies, there's ladies there helping as well. It is just terrific. So and then we took them down last Friday. And I was just going to ask, because we're going to end up having to destroy a lot of them. And I was talking to Mike about it. I think it's okay. But so we have all these flags. What? No, you know what I'm going to say?
El Dorado American Legion,
Mike's
they have a ceremony.
I was just going to ask whether anybody wanted one.
Oh.
Since they're going to get basically destroyed or thrown away. They're all sitting out here. If you want one to put in your garage or hang outside or somewhere, they're just a lot of them are just tattered on the ends. So I hope I'm not, since Mike's not here, I hope I'm not speaking out of turn and line on that. But I think so. If you'd like one, yeah.
Yeah, John, while you're thanking folks, I think you ought to be included.
No.
Personally, I do.
Okay.
Stepping in there, we needed somebody to run things, and you took the bull by the horns, and now you got good work going on 50th. That's great.
Okay, she did. No, it's not. You gotta toss it. It's not unless you toss it. Thank you, man. Oh, chocolate chips. Okay, outstanding. Now, as I've told people, it has been a lot of work, especially here up front, but it's going to keep getting easier and easier. We've got a great board to work with, and just things will continue to fall in place, and it's been worth it. All the people that I've met all around the township, kind of as I suggested this before, all the talent that we've had, but just made a lot of great new friends. Meeting everybody has made it worth it. So thank you very much.
You bet.
So we had we knew this tree was coming down. I'm almost done thanking and recognizing people, but we had a tree coming over the road on Prairie Creek, and the other night in all the rain, and it finally came down and was completely blocking the road. So I called Jason Kubik and I said, hey, is there a way you could go out there and at least get it off the road? Well, he did more than that. It's like most of our township presidents do, go above and beyond. He went out there with a chainsaw, he got the thing cut up, got everything off the road. It was a good sized tree. He took the time to do that himself. I spoke with him Saturday when I went back up there to check on it. We had Colson go pick up everything on Saturday that was out there on the road, and I was just talking to Jason, and he said, yeah, it was just nice for me to be able to call you and get the okay to do that. And I said, I said, it's terrific that you did that. You don't need to call and ask my permission to improve something. You know, I mean, obviously we can't just have people out there, you know, doing whatever they want, but if there's a low-hanging limb or a tree falling down or somebody needs help, just, you know, take care of it. So, again, we're very blessed with an amazing community. So, okay, we'll make a motion to approve the minutes from May 4th.
And I'll second it. I reviewed them and approved them.
Okay, sounds good. Motion carries. Old business staff and employee update. We pretty much just handled that. Ted has come back on board as our operator and overseer extraordinary. Not really overseer. These guys are the overseers. He works with the
Project
overseers.
coordinator or something like that.
He's taking care of the township. He knows what to
Yeah.
do. So it's still just him and Colson at this time. We did have another individual. Oh, look at that, you get one too. We did have another individual who begged us for a job, kept asking and asking and asking, and we said this was our price, the previous board that we had decided on, and he said, okay. So I called him and said, okay, here's go send me your driver's license, go take your drug screen. Okay. Well, that was 3 weeks ago. I haven't heard from him, so that's typical in how hard it is to hire people. So basically, I think, you know, where we're at now, getting Ted back is such a huge help. But we need somebody else to be training. So, you know, everybody that sees this out there, some of the people that you know, if you all know somebody that you think would be good for the township, we do need to bring one more person on board to help you with training and things. So, 50th Street update. I'll just say a few things, and then this will kind of flow into the overseers. Good progress. The tree trimming is basically all done. Got trees cleared off so that the dump trucks, when they come in to put the material down, they can raise up and clear. So if you see how the trees are trimmed, that's how or why that's done. Soft spots in the road have been corrected by Mr. Coleman. Got a little bit of ditch work still to do and just some fine touch-ups. But I guess do you guys want to jump in on 50th while we're doing that?
I think that there's a little bit of polishing up, like you said,
Yeah.
to do. I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. I think Thomas and I could probably handle most of it, as it's not great to do. I know that Ted's busy in the whole township, and we don't want to tax him with that, as he's got a lot of work to do. Although, I mean, it's work he could do, but I mean, let's, you know, he is probably spend his time in the rest of the township, but you know, every bit of that. I mean, a lot of residents have been very, I guess, receptive to what we have going on. They all just want to be able to mow their yards and make them look nice. I know we have Mr. Sharp here. He's one of the guys that have always had his yard looking very nice, and we want to kind of strive for that and make sure that, you know, his ditch is nice by the time that we're done, so that he can continue to mow that and keep up with that. So there's a few culverts along the way that may or may not be replaced. As Dave Springoff had suggested, that some of them are marginal for the design flow. That being said, I guess my interpretation that they're kind of on the borderline. A couple of them that we'll kind of fix, and a couple of them we may just let go and kind of move on to the next step.
We have had some new ones put in. We had put one in where there wasn't one on Mr. Lee's property.
Working ditches will be a big improvement.
Yeah, no, working ditches will be great, and I think our next step along there is we're going to try to put down some kind of primer coat to kind of.
You know, why is my road so dusty?
Because we haven't. We're ready for the next
Especially
step.
right in front of my house.
We have day jobs.
Yeah. So the next step would be put down some sort of a primer coat to kind of.
And I understand we have some maybe
Well,
some freight coming?
maybe, I hope, okay, and that's been back and forth is because Butler County has said, we've got this stuff that we're trying to get rid of, and I said, I've got dibs on it, and they're like, okay, and then I try to call back, and they're like, now they're all wishy-washy. So I don't know if that's happening or not, but I'm still after them.
Somebody offered him money.
I'm guessing what's happened, but I haven't got to the bottom of it. Either way,
Maybe we can buy it for.
we're gonna kind of get down to that, to kind of get the base coats down and prepare for the next step, because we kind of want to patch a few of those areas as far as putting some kind of a oil and material over that so that we're prepared for when the chip seal comes.
Cemetery headstone update is tabled until next month. Employee handbook and job description is also getting moved back because I do not have an editable copy of that yet. Bond update, EC agency is still, Zach, our representative there, is supposed to be finalizing and working on our bonds. Our overseers and answering the question about the treasurer. Samantha had said that her bond that was in place transfers over to Jimmy, and we're just wanting to make sure and confirm that we will make sure that we are in proper compliance with bonds. FEMA update, Colin has transferred things over so that Brady is now the main point of contact, Jimmy is the second point of contact, and then Ted is going to be key in working with you and feeding you all the reports and things like that. So did you have anything you wanted to add to that tonight? Not less than one paragraph.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. Mine's longer than a paragraph. I'll get with you later on that. But
So these, yeah, you guys you'll work with him and your reports, and we'll get them that way we get our FEMA dollars. Okay, so last month on the creation of a website for the township, we basically were all in consensus that we wanted to move forward with that, but per our procurement procedure, we could not because we only had the one quote from Beeler Creative. And so we had asked John to get another quote, which he did and has been submitted. So I make a motion that we now accept Beeler Creative's
Yeah, I'll second.
proposal.
I'll second.
Move forward on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Forward, I'll accept the motion.
Okay. So the motion carries. Get to work, Junior. Thank you to John Jr. for volunteering his time on that and saving us money to put towards something else. Tree trimming is something that we're going to continue to work on. Hopefully we'll be getting some more bids on things. Daryl Graham had specifically requested tree trimming on Indianola from 15th to Parallel, and it does need it.
Yeah, I've heard his neighbor also complain about it.
So that's why I had that area specifically on the agenda. And as we've discussed before, we will be including in the price doing the cleanup so we don't have our ditches and culverts full of tree mess. When we were putting the flags up, Rex Stevens pulled me aside and asked me if we could look at possibly moving the speed limit in the township to 40 miles an hour. And I said, well, I think we can do whatever we want to, because we moved 50th from 55 to 35.
Yeah.
When we did chips.
The county commission has to approve it.
Right, and so,
But it has to, it has to be enforced, obviously. So
So I went through the records and found emails from when 50th was moved to 35, and that was one of the things they commented on, is without enforcement, people are going to revert back to whatever speed they went to. And then seeing the shot up road signs, to me it's kind of a moot point. That it's
I think it kind of comes down to more of a neighbor's policing it. You know, if somebody's driving too fast or somebody's out of line, you got to be out there hollering at them.
and it cost $0 to change the speed limit. getting someone to actually police it and get someone to actually drive it's a different story. So it is, it is what it is, and it's up for you guys to decide, but it's not hard to do, but
Signs are expensive.
So I guess
How much is a sign?
every sign is a bunch. It's like,
About 65
So, yeah.
bucks a piece.
How many signs do we have?
Most of them aren't even marked. They're not, hardly any of them are marked. The only place that's really marked is along 50th. None of the other stuff's marked, and I just assume it's 55.
Yeah, anything not marked is 55.
I can get them from the correctional facility up there in Lansing. It's the cheapest place to get signs, 3M material signs that reflect.
I'll follow back up with Mr. Stevens and let him know that, if that's something that he would be interested in spearheading and possibly getting some donations for signs and some kind of a realistic way to enforce that to make it worth our while in spending the money on the signs and everything. Other than that, there's nothing, so there's a whole lot we can do. Okay, reports, trustees report, you've kind of pretty much heard it all. I don't think I have anything else to.
Could I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Probably it's out of order right now.
You're fine.
If, wouldn't it be to our advantage to the places where we've gone down to dirt and on 50th to maybe put 2 coats of chip and seal down?
Well, we'll go.
Absolutely.
Actually, that's good timing because I'm looking at my note right now and for what I left off of 50th. And maybe I did say this, but I don't think.
Well, what I was thinking is there might be volunteer people that would, if there's an extra cost to put some money on.
So I called. Sorry, I'll give it to you. I called Joe Vitito today because I wanted to know kind of where the county was at, and I knew they were probably behind because up until like just a couple days ago when it started getting steamy, the nighttime temperatures have still been pretty cool down in the 50s, and so they have not even started. They are not going to start their county roads until June 8th, and then he basically can't give me anything from that time point. He said that they will try to give us at least 2 weeks notice, a minimum of 2 weeks notice. He said it may just be a week. I told him that's not going to be a problem because we're essentially there and we're going to be ready. I again emphasized our desire to be near the top of the list because of all the work that has been put in, and he said, everybody's like that, and I'm sure they are. Everybody wants to be first. But he did want me to, I need to email him tonight or in the morning to confirm whether we wanted a single or a double chip seal. And then the other thing was, he said most of the time on the top coat that they leave it, that it would be up to us to broom it off.
we can handle that.
And that's what I told him. So we're good. I figured we were good there. So, but we were planning on doing just a single.
We were planning on doing a single, but that being said, Kent, to answer your question is, Thomas has got us a tack truck, right? And I've got a couple of parts that were supposed to be in today. I'm sure they're in today to kind of get that up and running,
A broken tack truck.
okay?
But we
And-
got the secret here.
And we'll definitely need, some help from you and some other people of patching some of those areas so that they are good to go everywhere. When we put our layer of chip seal, it'll be even, it'll be flat. Some of those places, we may look into doing some hot patches, okay? Which basically means that if it's low and we've got big potholes, with enough of us volunteers, maybe we can, we'll put our tack oil down and somebody can run down and get a couple of tons of asphalt. We dump it on the road and we use the motor grader to blade it out, and then we'll roll it down with a roller, okay? So thanks
Well, I
for
was just
volunteering.
thinking-
Thanks for volunteering. It's all
I
on my
just thought
list.
maybe we could estimate the square footage that would be, we'd want a separate coat on and kind of get an idea of the cost. And there's a possibility that we could throw some things together real quick to get some money raised to do it. That was my thought. And we have a
So-
little bit left over.
So what we were talking about, our original budget was for a single.
When I went to the
But
Royal
it was for a
Yes,
single.
that's, I think for a single coat.
But for, is it double, you don't, is it twice as expensive or is it not?
I think
Because
it's,
you're already
I think
there
it's,
doing
I
some
think it's
stuff.
twice as expensive as what they've said, but if we can get everything ready, we only need the single coat. And then, you know,
Okay.
a
Doing,
few-
doing the stuff that you were just talking
yeah,
about.
if we get all that stuff
A
ready,
single
because,
coat will be fine.
well,
All right.
I mean, so the chip seal, if there's a pothole, the chip seal's gonna cover it, but there's still gonna be a pothole. So we kind of want to go through there and fix all of those and level it up, square it up, and fix all those potholes with our patches so that when they do the level, I personally, I think we should get it ready, do a single layer of chip seal, and if that's not adequate, the next year do another layer rather than try to do 2 layers at once.
Thomas?
Yeah, no, I agree. I
You
think we
concur?
prime it and
Do I want to ask, do I dare ask?
No, I think we're on that oil distributor is gonna do marvelous,
it's got
better than
oil.
the chip seal.
Okay, all right. That satisfy your answer? Okay.
We'll call you.
That's all for the trustees report.
Did Bruno-
Treasurer's report, I have excused him this evening from his treasurer's report. Clerk report?
I talked to Colin and kind of he's handed off a bunch of stuff, and as for a report, I don't have any updates or anything. I'm getting myself brought up to speed. So I don't have anything to report at the moment.
Job. Overseer's report.
A couple things that
Thanks.
Colin has passed on is, the culverts along 50th is, we did get Mr. Lee's new culvert in place. The Walthers, I think, want theirs extended a little bit. Dan Topping down there is kind of marginal. And then Butler is the next one that we need to kind of look at. We're gonna kind of take that as it goes. After talking to them, as those culverts are marginal, I guess honestly, I don't know if they were really inadequate or it's just the ditches were also inadequate. It's like the water would have never got to them anyway. As I don't disagree with what he said, you know, but we'll kind of take that as it goes. As we're kind of opening up a pretty good can of worms out how it is. I'd like to get that whole project finished up, you know, and move forward.
When it was raining hard the other day, I looked specifically at that broken up, the larger concrete culvert that runs from.
The north to south forward.
Yeah,
that
runs over to
from-
Ann's, and,
Okay.
and it was flowing. And you know, last year in the big June 3rd rain, the only place I remember water coming over the road was at the very lowest spot. You didn't have to do too
It
much.
should all flow better. now.
Well, yeah, and that was the other thing. When it was raining the other day, and I'm driving down there, everything was flowing, and we're not done yet. We've got a couple of spots still fixed. Yeah.
It just
Why,
looks dressed
why
up.
can't we ever clean that last 20 or 30 feet of 50th to Santa Fe Lake Road?
Hey, we will.
We got it.
We
We will. Tom and I will. Tom and I will. That's,
We
That
just
hasn't
believe
been-
you
that
me, that's
hasn't
not done.
been
Yeah,
cleaned
there's a
in
load
50 years.
there's a load of rock in there.
Yeah.
We got
we gotta get that out.
rock.
We gotta get that out. That, we fully identify what you're talking about.
There was
We
a guy
agree.
in a maroon truck with a shovel shoveling that rock into the back of his truck, and he jumped in his truck and took off when I pulled out.
Well, you should call it.
You should have slid it down and said, "Keep doing it."
No, he was shoveling it into his truck, I mean, he was stealing it,
Well,
rock.
Randy, I'm glad you chased him off.
So the north of Township, as Colin has reported about, UPS has complained about the 10th Street, that's a low maintenance road. Amazon, FedEx, everybody has gotten stuck on that road. For the love of Christ, I do not know why people get stuck on that road, because anybody with
Should not
two
drive on
brain
that
cells
road.
to rub together can drive by and see that when there's two paths and grass growing up in the middle, and it's raining, that's probably not a good road to drive down. But yet they continue to do that. So I'm kind of with everybody else, is maybe alls we can do is make sure that our signage is good enough that,
I said I'm not spending any money on signs.
And I wouldn't either.
Because they'll just, it's the day we put them up, the next day they'll get run over by the
Right.
kids who four-wheeled down there.
right.
And that's what that is, that's a four-wheel run, and anybody that's pulling up in a vehicle, they're sitting in a UPS truck, and they can see what that is. It's not like they're in a little thing, oh my gosh, I accidentally got in there. You can see what you're going into.
That's happened forever, is delivery drivers get stuck, they follow their GPS, and they get stuck down those roads, and it's a problem. I remember when I first started here, there was a Amazon truck that were stuck down there for 3 consecutive days, and we finally took the motor grader down there and pulled them out.
Yeah, I mean, if something gets that bad, I'm happy to do that, you know.
But I mean, there's nothing that we can do. There's
Right.
grass growing in the middle of the
Can't-
road.
can't
I mean, you
fix-
could,
yeah.
right?
Well, to me, it's the giant
Yeah.
ditches that you realize you're gonna high center your car pretty fast. You're not going anywhere.
But as far as that,
Yes.
I mean, a lot of grading. I mean, we've done some several things as we've gotten. I know that Tom here's threw a lot of resources at grading, kind of helping us get caught up because we were behind. I mean, Ted does an excellent job. It's just we've been without him for a few months, so we're trying to play catch up on that whole thing. A lot of aggregates been hauled on the road. There's been a bit of this BD2, which is basically sand. Some places it's thick, some places it's thin. The idea is to hopefully get that blended in. Oh, what happened?
What'd you do?
Just drink, you set your drink too far back. I'd say, yeah, if we can address the BD2, I'd say that's probably what most people who may be watching at home or people that are here have questions on. But it's something that all the surrounding townships are using.
It does break down the dust, and the aggregates are the right size to kind of lock all that together. And that'll get better with time.
The way Tom's explained it to me is that it's granite, so it's not gonna break down under the vehicle tires or the motor grader blade and tires. And it's gonna get mixed down in there with the base rock and cut down on the dust and help with a better surface, especially like when we had heavy rain the other day.
Yeah,
Jack, how was Milwaukee in the rain?
It's getting better. If there's too much,
That's
some
it.
washboard, it'll leave, don't worry about it, it'll be fine.
Yeah, the whole thing, just crusher run for the base and the strength, like,
We got, it's called gradation, you gotta mix it up. Right now, the sand is just on top of the rock. Once I get caught up with the grading, I'll mix it up together and it'll bind really nice and tight. And it'll make a great crown, once I can get to it. Just have to have a little bit of patience
thin layer, that's the.
for me to work it.
When it's too thick, that's when.
Yeah, we're trying to get the dump truck drivers used to the way that we want it, and so it's spread as evenly as possible and at the right balance. So we'll get there.
One request is to have, or get a hold of Spring Ob so that he can kind of look at this, is on 50th, west of Larry Ciro's driveway. There's an asphalt driveway that comes out with a culvert that may or may not be undersized. The water comes down the road on the north side. Okay, it comes down the ditch to the north side of the road, and it hits that culvert, and it washes across the road and
This
then
where
goes
they,
to the
this
south ditch.
before they did, this is after they did the rock work.
I think
Doesn't
it's-
even make it to that.
Okay.
It's because actually west of that, the water comes down the road, or actually it comes down the north ditch, okay? It hits the driveway, and then it comes across. You can see it, yeah, see Ted's shaking his head, he knows exactly where it's at.
Oh, we need ditch work done.
Yeah,
Ditch work and low spots on the road farther down.
We get that, I need to work on, yeah.
in due time. I just wanna make
Yeah.
sure that culvert is is sized right.
Yeah, that's always been a problem, that water, like Randy says, it travels along the north side of the road on 50th and it cuts across and cuts out a scour in the roadway and there's,
So you want to call Dave to have him look at it?
Yeah, just because if we have to tell the
You want-
landowner
you
that
want-
they need a bigger culvert,
You want your secretary to do that?
I'll get it. Me and old spring auger type.
Okay.
But I'm just saying that we want Dave to have that in case that he says, hey, we need to jerk out your culvert, put a different culvert in there.
Okay.
I mean, we want Dave to decide that,
Okay.
right?
yes.
And that's all we got?
What about 40th?
Okay.
We fixed you guys' road over there.
Yeah. If you wanna go all night, we can go all night on this.
Yeah, no, we don't.
Nope, we don't wanna go all night.
No, we'll
All in due time.
we'll take care of the problems that you're talking about down closer to Santa Fe Lake Road. Yes, we'll take care of that. Equipment report, I did want to discuss one thing, because I had, Mike hold up, when we were doing the flags, he asked me about it. The previous meeting, we had said to go ahead and spend the money on the Kubota. I did not realize how old that machine was, and, Randy brought up about some other townships possibly, leasing some newer equipment for a short period of time, so I guess I want to revisit whether we want to plow money into that.
The mower,
We may need to, if we need to use it right away. What's up?
yeah, the mower deck is a 1994 edition. It's hard to get parts for that mower deck anymore. You gotta,
What's the tractor itself? What year is it?
I'm not, I can't.
Same general.
Early,
Yeah, I think-
early 2000s. if you
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. We find
What's he
out.
doing down there?
He's cleaning
He
up.
knows about it.
Someone's picking on Randy over there.
Spoke coffee.
He's bowing out in his.
I would,
So do we want us? I mean, we're gonna. We need a tractor pretty quick here to start mowing some things, right?
I would reach out to the McClures,
Okay.
as we've talked about that before, is they've got those 3 townships
A
in a
lease
row.
program.
They do, they lease, they get a new tractor from Deere. They claim it's worth the money. They're only allowed to put so many hours on it, but the hour criteria is more than they would ever use in the township because they're only using it for mowing. They use it for a year or two, and then they send it on down the road, and they get another one.
Okay.
So that's something I would talk to Nick about.
I will handle that. Any other major equipment things that need to be discussed right now? Everything's going down the road? Yeah, okay, perfect. Any other questions, comments, thoughts?
Really appreciate what you guys are doing. I really do.
It's good, this is the way it should be.
Yes,
Everybody should be happy about their township. Everybody should look forward to coming to these deals.
and I love the peace in the meeting.
Yeah.
Good, yeah, no, we want, everybody should feel that way, feel good about things. All right, we'll adjourn the meeting.
Good job.